This is the all-new Opel Astra, and it doesn't look or drive like any Astra from the past. Opel is now owned by the Stellantis group, and this car doesn't share any component by any previous Astra. In this video I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. I'm going to take you through the interior, the exterior, and we're going to take it for a drive. I could start this video with a big history lesson about all of the success that Opel has had with the Astra and also with its predecessor, the Opel Kadett. However, Opel prefers to look to the future, and you can really tell when you look at this new Astra. It doesn't look in any shape or form like its predecessor, and obviously that has something to do with the fact that Opel is now owned by the Stellantis group. The Stellantis group is the newly formed auto group, which also includes brands like Fiat, Peugeot and about 12 other brands. And in fact, this car shares a lot of components with other Stellantis cars, like the new Peugeot 308 and the DS4. For example, this car is built on the same platform. Now this is the hatchback version, as you can see, but later in 2022 Opel will also be introducing the Sports Tourer, which is the estate version or the station wagon version, as you will. So let's talk about the design. Like I just said, it doesn't look like any Astra that came before this car. However, it does look a little bit familiar, and that has everything to do with the Opel visor. The Opel visor is basically the whole front part of this car. So you get this black panel in the middle, which has all the sensors for the drive assistance systems integrated. But you got also the headlights, which are also a part of the Opel visor. Now you get LED headlights as standard, but you can also get these matrix LED lights that I got here. And this car looks a little bit familiar because the Opel visor is already on some other car models from Opel, like the Mokka, the Grandland and the Crossland. Now on the new Astra you get these sharp lines on the hood, especially the one that runs all across the hood that leads to the Opel logo in the front of the car. Now like I said, you get LED lights as standard, but you also get these wing-like shaped daylight running lights as standard as well, which also kind of points to the Opel logo in the center. The new Astra is about 4 meters and 40 centimeters long, making it a little bit longer than the previous Astra. Also the wheelbase is a little bit longer, so the space between the rear and front wheels, giving you a little bit more interior space than the previous Astra. Again, here a lot of sharp lines, especially the one that runs all the way down here and goes up here in the back. One design element that I particularly like here in the back is this black panel here in the C-pillar. You got these louvers going on here, and this is a nod to the Opel Kadett D, which also had this little black panel here in the C-pillar as well. So it's nice to see that Opel is doing a little bit of a throwback here with the new Astra. Again, at the back you get these wing-like shaped lights here, and they're really nice integrated here in the hatchback. That's because Opel actually used some sort of plastic here for the hatch. You can also hear that. Plastic, metal. So that's why they're really nice and flush integrated here in the hatchback. Another very cool design element here in the back is the third brake light. It's actually integrated here on the top spoiler, and it's vertical, so not horizontal. So let's look at luggage space. You can open the hatch here with pressing on the Opel logo, and then the hatch will open. You got 422 liters of cargo space here, which is actually pretty impressive. That's about 50 liters more than the biggest competitor has, which is the Volkswagen Golf. Now the car I'm driving right now is the plug-in hybrid version. So this car has a battery, and so it has a little bit less storage space, about 70 liters. So that's actually substantial. And also don't forget, you get your charging cables that come in a suitcase, which is actually a pretty big suitcase. So you get even less storage space in the plug-in hybrid, but all in all it's still not that bad. So like I said, the car is a little bit bigger than its predecessor. Also the wheelbase is a little bit longer, so you get a little bit more interior space. I'm 1.80 meters and I can sit comfortably here. I still got enough room for my head left, and also some room for my knees as well. And I can put my feet under the seat as well, which is always nice. But if you're a little bit bigger, let's say 1.85 meters or 1.90, you're probably not gonna fit here. So you have to keep that in mind. Now here in the back you also get 2 air vents. You got heated seats here as well in the version that I'm driving right now, which is basically the top of the line version. And you also got a USB-C port here as well. To me, the exterior of the car looks more American than ever. The front of the car kind of reminds me of a Chevrolet Camaro, which is kind of funny because Opel is finally not owned by General Motors after decades of ownership. I think the interior of the car also looks pretty cool. You got these two giant screens in front of you. You got one on the left, which is 10 inch, and one on the right, which is also 10 inch, and they're really close together, making it almost look like one big screen. Now, the screens I got in front of me are called the Pure panel, but these are not the top of the line screens that you can get. These are the basic screens that you get as standard. The left one is actually a little bit smaller than the right one. But if you pay extra, you get two bigger screens, which are even better connected. They look even more like one big screen because they got this glass finish all around. The infotainment system is pretty easy to operate, and although Opel installed two big screens here, they do emphasize that they would love you to use physical buttons, which is a lot safer while you're driving. So they also installed a couple of physical buttons here, actually quite a lot. So you got all the climate controls here, but also here on top you got like the button for the home screen, for the navigation, from the car settings, the heated seats and the heated steering wheel. So you don't have to look that up here on the infotainment system, which is just really nice when you're driving. You don't have to fiddle around on the screen. The steering wheel is also completely new. You can't find this steering wheel in any other Opel model so far. Again, a very modern and sleek looking steering wheel. Feels nice to the touch. Again, here a lot of buttons, some for the audio system and some for the self-help driving systems as well. In the center you get a dedicated button for the drive modes. There are certain drive modes. You got sport, you got hybrid, and you got electric on this plug-in hybrid version. Of course, you also get a gear selector here, which is some kind of lever that you have to pull towards you to get into drive. And you also get a B mode if you got the plug-in hybrid version, because then the car will do regenerative braking. So when you let go of the accelerator, the car will automatically decelerate using the electric motor to win back some energy. Now, besides the infotainment system, you can also use Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, obviously, but you don't need cables in this car because you get wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay as standard. Then let's talk motor options. There's plenty to choose from. You got normal, regular gas engines with 110 and 130 horsepower, and you also got a diesel engine producing 130 horsepower as well. The top of the line cars are the plug-in hybrid versions. One of them I'm driving right now. This one has 180 horsepower, but later on they will also be introducing a 225 horsepower version. So the car has a regular 1.6 gas engine and also an electric motor producing 110 horsepower. And altogether in this version, the car has a total system output of, like I said, 180 horsepower. It's a pretty zippy car because with the electric motor you get the instant torque going on, which means that the car will do 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 7.6 seconds, which is not bad at all. If you go for the plug-in hybrid version, you get an 8-speed automatic, a standard. You can't go for a manual transmission, but you can if you go for the diesel or regular petrol engines. Now, obviously, this version has a battery on board. It's a 12.4 kilowatt hour battery that provides a range of around 60 kilometers. And you can charge it at home within 2 hours if you got the right wall box. Now, this car can use the electric motor up to 135 kilometers an hour, so not just in the city, but also on the highway. And later on, next year, in 2023, there will also be a fully electric Astra, which is the same car, but just fully electric. And also the Sports Tourer, so the estate version, will also come as a fully electric version. Now, what you have to keep in mind that if you're considering this plug-in hybrid version, you don't really have to wait for the 225 horsepower to come to the market later on this year, because this 180 horsepower version is basically just as fast. So if that's important for you, 0 to 100 times, you might as well go for this version. Now, I have to be honest, I haven't seen the official figures yet by Opel for the 225 horsepower version, the 0 to 100 kilometers an hour times. But Peugeot already has the two powertrains available in the Peugeot 308, so with either 180 or 225 horsepower. And if you go for the more powerful 225 horsepower version, the car is about 1/10 faster than the 180 horsepower version. So yeah, not really faster at all. But you do have to pay extra, obviously, to get the bigger power output. So my advice would be to either wait to see if the 225 horsepower version is actually faster. My guess is it's probably not, but maybe it is. Or just go for the 180 horsepower version and spend the money that you save on extras. So like panoramic roof, go for a higher trim level. So how does the car drive? The car is a very pleasant car to drive. Also like the Peugeot 308, that is also a very nice car to drive. The car also has the same platform as the DS4, but that car is more geared toward a more comfortable driving experience. This car is more geared towards a bit of sporty driving, Just like the Volkswagen Golf, it's a nice combination of sportiness and comfort, which makes it an all very nice day-to-day car to drive. And it's mainly the instant torque that you get that makes this car just so pleasant to drive, which will be totally different, of course, if you go for the petrol or diesel version. So that's it for this video. Those are my first impressions of the all-new Opel Astra. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And I'd love to see you in another video. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.